So today's video is favorites for, I believe, June, and the first favorite came about because my refrigerator broke down. So stay tuned, I'll tell you how that happened. Hey everyone, it's Melissa. So let me explain how my refrigerator leaking is what happened. We're having to get a new refrigerator. How that led to my first favorite. So I don't have a whole lot of favorites, so I might be a bit chatty. Okay, so last night, well, the past few nights or days over the weekend, I noticed that there was a place on the rug kind of by the refrigerator and it would be sopping wet. I'd say, Doug, it's wet. Something's going on. No, I accidentally dropped an ice cube. Okay, well, that'd make it wet. The next day, it wouldn't have dried and it would be just as wet. I think I dropped another ice cube. So this went on a couple of days. So finally, I did the rug back, and it was seeping up under the tile. And so I said, there's something going on, and the tile just came right up. So it came up and the subfloor was just sopping wet and everything. So I said, I think it's coming from the refrigerator. So he pulled the refrigerator out, and sure enough, the water line had a leak, and it was, leaking behind the refrigerator. And so I had to take all that tile out and everything. It's a mess in there. But anyway, so we had to go down and get a refrigerator. Well, we went down to this warehouse and it was hot as it can be. Okay, now this is where the favorite comes in. I had seen this product. It is an eye pencil. It is Prime Eyes Glide, and it's eyeliner for women over 50. So it's an eyeliner. I had seen it on Instagram, and it was an eyeliner for older women, and it showed them putting it on that, with crepey eyes and crinkly eyes and everything. They showed how easy it was to put on, and it wouldn't do that skipping thing, getting your eyes. It just would, I don't know how it did it, but it just worked its way into the wrinkle and kept on going into a straight line. So I thought, well, okay, I'll try it. So I've had this for a bit, and I hadn't really tried it. I got it in brown. I hadn't really tried it. I thought, I'm gonna try it today. And I was getting ready to make a video, and I'll do my video later on. So I put it on this morning. We went down to that warehouse. It was, well, y'all know how hot it is. It was so hot in that warehouse. We stayed for hours because we ended up, we've been needing a washing machine. We ended up having to get a washing machine too. So it took a long time, several hours down there in the hottest part of the day. And I came home, and not only was this so easy to apply, I'm very impressed with this. It stayed. It stayed. I had to touch up. I was sweating. I had to do my hair up. My hair, was just a frizzy mess, so I had to, put it up. And the only thing that looked right on my skin was this eyeliner. And so I thought, well, I'm going to try to tight line with it. Tight lined like a breeze. And the thing I like about it, it's got this slanted rubber piece. See how it's slanted? Which means you can make a sharper line. It's like a little sponge that you can make a sharper line. But I was impressed. I don't know why it seems to make a difference, but it did. It does, because I just have a hard time doing a wing liner, so I just don't do it. But on this eye, I went from the top down. It did well. From this one, I went from the bottom up. Did well. It didn't drag. It didn't get in those wrinkles or anything. I like it. I really like it. And boy, y'all can see how it lasts. And this is the brown color. So, I mean, my mascara smeared a little bit more. The eyeshadow came down a little bit. Everything was not looking quite as good as it did when I first put it on, except for this eyeliner. I do like it. I'm going to keep testing it some more. I will try it regularly, let you all know, but this might be something y'all want to look at. If you want to do a little wing, I did more of an exaggerated one than I normally would do so y'all could see it. But if you want to do a wing and you're older and have crinkly eyes, give this a shot. It is, I'll put their link down below. They don't know who I am. I don't get any commission or anything like that. It's Prime Eyes Glide. And the color I got was wood, which is a brown color. I thought it was nice and a little bit softer than the black, but you can certainly get the black. They may have other colors too. I don't remember because, like I said, it's been a while that I got it, and I just kind of stuck it off to the side and forgot about it. So I was glad I tried it today on this hot day because it instantly became a favorite. It kind of has a story too. It's a book. And she doesn't have a YouTube channel, I don't think. If you do, Judy, let me know and I will make sure that I'll link it. But if you have a YouTube channel, Judy has followed you, and you're older, Judy has followed you and supported you. Well, Judy and her best friend have written a book. And on Instagram, she's Mermaid Mom 48, and her name's Judy. Oh, Judy, I've known you forever. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Heilich, H-E-I-L-I-C-H. I'll write her name and, of course, link her book. But her book is called The Tasty Nut Shop. And so I said, hi, Judy, how you doing? You know, I talked to her periodically. She said, fine, I got my book published. I said, what? You wrote a book? She said, yeah, I wrote a book. Me and my best friend wrote a book. And I said, well, I'm going to order it right now. It wasn't sent to me. Judy didn't send it to me. I'm going to order it right now and read it. She said, oh, okay, well, thanks. And so I did. Now, I am over halfway through. I can already tell you to buy this book. I don't know how to explain it except if you will get it. If you're an older woman, or any age really, but especially all of us this age, you will get it. It's two characters, it's Lucy and Scylla. And so Judy wrote one part and her best friend wrote another part. And it's about, well, it's two women, they come together, they've always been friends. They were friends in college, and I won't tell too much, but they end up buying a building. Something happens, and one of the women owns a building, and they end up turning it into their shop. And so it's their adventures leading up to that. But it's the kind of thing that you will want to read every year when it's snowing. Does that make sense? In front of a fire. It's the kind of thing you'll want to read when age does something to you, or life does something to you, and you wonder if you can be strong enough to handle it. You will want to read this book. It's just like a warm blanket, but it makes you think, and you have two people to yell for, and you have two people that you realize they're strong. I could take a note from their life, from this book, and be strong myself and overcome things. It's wonderful. I love it. I'm really not doing it credit. It is lovely. I will always cherish it. I will always cherish the woman that co-wrote it. Judy and I had the same birthday, so we are birthday twins, and I've just known her and loved her for a real long time. So I was going to give her a shout out anyway, but now I'm real proud to give her a shout out because this is a wonderful thing to shout out. So look at this book, and y'all buy it from Amazon. You'll love to have it in your collection. Plus, it's one of us. So I'm going to mark my place right there, and so I can continue on. I just got it yesterday, and I've already read that much. I set it down. I didn't do it. No, I got it the day before yesterday. I read all day, and last night, and then, of course, I had to get up and do different things and stuff. But, yeah, I've read it solid, and I have enjoyed every minute of it. Good job, Judy. I'm so proud of you and love you dearly. Okay, now let me get down to my regular stuff. My first thing is I'm just not an organized person. I've always blamed the fact that I was the baby of the family. I just can't seem, I have this mental block sometimes. I can't seem to get things done. I go to the grocery every day. I can't seem to shop ahead. So I got me the Erin Condren book. It is the coiled life planner. And you can choose your coil. You can do rose gold. I just did silver because I think that was the one they had in stock. But I think this one's called Bow Blooms. It's the life planner, and it has a week on one page. So it has 4 days on this page and 3 on this one. And I think that's enough for me. Next year, I might get the one that's maybe a day on each page. This one's got 4 on a page, and I think it's going to be fine. I'm just going to see how it is, but it's already a favorite because it's already helped organize me a little bit because I see it written down there, and I want to do it. You know, I want to be able to mark it off. Okay, now beauty products. This, I am chatty today. This is a curl cream, and it is used by my ex-husband's wife. Yes, that's right. She and I are really, really good friends. And so her name's Rebecca. And I said, Rebecca, your hair, she's got this beautiful curly hair. It's fantastic. I wish you could see it. Maybe I'll have her on sometime. But it's just fantastic. I said, I want to tell people what you use on your hair. She said she shampoos it at night and she puts on the Moroccan Curling Perfection. And she said the thing that she likes about it, it doesn't have any kind of buildup. It adds the right amount of moisture without weighing it down, and it really brings out her curl. And it really brings out her curl and, you know, takes care of the frizz. So I wanted to talk about that. It is by OGX, and she loves it, and she has used it for a while, and she said she doesn't do anything else, that she just uses this. She really likes it. So I wanted to pass it on, and it will bring out the curl in my hair too, I have noticed, and keep the frizz away. So you with curly hair, if you've never tried this, you might want to. So I wanted to pass that along too from Rebecca. So I've been doing something different with lip glosses. You know, most of the lip glosses are plumpers, and I always keep thinking, a lot of times I don't use glosses because I just like a kind of a matte finish, but sometimes I like the glosses too. So I always keep some. But I thought, you know, it says plumping, but it's got it's over lipstick, so it's really not doing any good. So what I've been doing with my lip glosses, especially, well, there's 2 of them especially, that I've been doing is the ones that are plumping. Before like after I wash my face and everything in the morning, I will go ahead and put the lip gloss, the lip plumper on my lips and then go ahead and do everything. And then when I'm getting ready, I will wipe it off and then put my lipstick on. And then if I want to put the lip gloss on top of that, I can. But it's getting the plumper done first and having that little, if it plumps, you know, it's having that little plumping and that little tingly stuff right against your skin. And I like that a lot. And one that I've really been using, it's called Forget the Filler. It's by Lawless. And this was given to me by Melissa M. She got double products from Lawless, and so she sent me some things, and this was one of them. So thank you, Melissa. This is in the color Daisy Pink, and it's a bright pink, but it's a lip gloss, so it doesn't look like a bright pink, you know. It just looks, and it does, if you put it on ahead of time to get the, you know, this is one of the ones that has a little bit of a tingle to it. It has just the right amount of a tingle to it, and I really like it. I can tell, it feels like it's doing some work. So it doesn't really matter about the color, but the color, it's not a bright pink when you put it on, it's a gloss. But yeah, try putting it on ahead of time and see what you do. Now, if you really want to go all out, which I like to do, it doesn't bother me, use this Maybelline Plumper that's the real hot one. It is the Lifter Plump. It's got the chili pepper in it. It's hot. It doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't bother me in the least, so I'll just smear it on, and boy, I just felt like my lips have just bloomed. So these 2, I put on ahead of time, and I really, really like it a lot, and then I take it off when I put on my lipstick. So been enjoying those 2. And a lipstick I have really been enjoying this month. I don't have it on today, but I've worn it a lot, and I think you saw it in my last video. It's from Milani, I Am Awesome. It is a lovely color for the summertime, very soft. Okay, I've got another friend that has a podcast, and this is a friend of my daughter's, and she's my friend now. She was a newscaster for the NBC affiliate in Knoxville, Tennessee. Those of you all that live not locally know her. Beth Haynes is her name. She has started, well, she has a YouTube channel, and she has started a podcast. It's called Hollers and Heels. That's the name of the podcast. And they've got a website too, so I'll link it. But so, you know, Beth being a media personality, she knows how to interview people. So what she has done, she has gone to the places in the Smoky Mountains in East Tennessee and talked to people that run the different places in Pigeon Forge, that do different things in Gatlinburg, that do different things in different stuff of the Smoky Mountains, people that have been there for generation after generation. She gets their story, and she gets their, you know, how they make it carry on generations in the future. And it was fascinating. Yeah, Beth just knows a lot of people in that area, and she has researched and she has studied, and she knows, for one thing, she knows Dolly. She knows Dolly Parton. So tune in. You know, I have people ask me a lot of the times, what's East Tennessee like? Well, you can find out what East Tennessee is like. You know, it's going to be the kind of podcast that you can have on in the background and really just sit down and enjoy by a fire in the wintertime or the fall, or just driving along and turn on and listen to it. I think you'll really, really enjoy it. It's called Hollers and Heels, and you'll just fall in love with Beth. And I've known her since she was a little girl, and I'm not biased. You will love her. She's beautiful, she's charming, and she knows how to tell a lovely story. So be sure you check out Beth's podcast. It's just, I really want her to be able to get a lot of support. I think that you will really be taken with her, and be sure and subscribe to her YouTube channel too. And I will link all that below. Okay, another podcast that I always listen to. In fact, I have subscribed to her on Patreon and on the Apple podcast, because she kind of has two different channels, and she has a YouTube channel. She is so busy and so dedicated to her work. That is Annie Elise. I know a lot of you listen to different things that Annie does. She has her YouTube channel, and her YouTube channel is kind of like 10, I think it's called 10 to 5. Then she has a Patreon that's 10 to 5. And then her Apple podcast is serialously, like seriously, but it's spelled serialously. So I have dumped my paying for other podcasters to subscribe to Annie Elise. I don't know how that girl does it. I really don't. Everything that she talks about, it's a true crime thing. Everything that she researches, every court case she looks at, she knows the ins and outs, and she will talk a solid hour and a half about a case, and she does it several times a week. You know, other people will do it like once a week. Not Annie Elise. She will do this channel one thing, she will do this channel another thing, she'll do her YouTube channel another thing. The girl must not sleep. But anyway, check out all of Annie Elise's stuff, because she's really, really been grabbing me this last month. I have listened to her constantly, and I am paying money to listen to her. That's how much I like her. And dropping other people that I was listening to. Another charming podcast, American History Tellers. It's been around for a while, and Duncan told me about it, but I never paid much attention. But it's the American history story, and they tell the stories from the people that, he tells it like he's the person, and he does the conversations. It's Lindsey Graham, not the senator, but Lindsey Graham. He's a storyteller, and he just does such a good job. The last one that I listened to was 5 First Ladies. So he goes through their childhood, and he has conversations. You know, he has like actors portray conversations like when they were children or something, with different happenings in their life. It's very involved and very, you know, you feel like you're in the middle of it. So you feel like you've had a history lesson when you listen to each episode. The one on Benjamin Franklin was very interesting. I didn't realize, well, I knew how much France had helped us, but I didn't realize how much Benjamin Franklin begged France to help this country, and begged for money for this country, and begged for recognition for this country. He went all out, and his story was fascinating. They're all fascinating. first, just different people throughout history. Very, very interesting. Okay, I have some other podcasts that I'm going to kind of hold off on because I'm new to them. I don't know if I want to recommend them yet. So let's go to 3 TV shows. The first one, 2 of them are Netflix. We watched, on D-Day, we started watching Band of Brothers. If you haven't ever seen that, oh my goodness. It is, well, you cry your eyes out. But it's just so well done. It's a band of people that were just right there. First line paratroopers. They were the ones that paratrooped into France and cleared things out before D-Day happened and before they landed on shore, and just their adventures in this whole group. And it's a true story. You went to fight all these real famous wars in Europe, in France, and it was so good, and it was so touching, and it was so sad at times, but it's something that if you haven't seen it, you probably need to. It's so good. It's that the acting is fantastic. Just the acting is fantastic. The story is fantastic. It draws you in. The next one is Brokenwood. The next season of Brokenwood, I think it's on Acorn, and I've talked about it before. It takes place in New Zealand. It's a detective and the people that help him, and it's along the lines of Midsummer Murder Mysteries, and it's how they solve it, and the people are kind of quirky, and it's this little town of Brokenwood, and you just love all of them and love the characters, and they've got 6 new episodes that are out now on Acorn. So I wanted to point that out because I've mentioned Brokenwood in the past and I love it. And the last one is a Netflix documentary. It was Dancing for the Devil. I was very interested in it because I'm not on TikTok really so much, but I am on Instagram and I am on here. It's the story of these dancers that live together, and they work for this minister. They work for this preacher. And so they go to church and they live with this preacher, and he's their manager too, and they're all dancers. So they live together and they create and they do these dances mainly on TikTok, I think. And I think they earn a lot of money from it, from what I'm gathering for this. But then some of the family members, they cut off communication with them, and they're wondering if it's a cult and everything. So it's really good. It's really good, especially everything, with social media being so prevalent, TikTok being so prevalent. It's very interesting to watch. So I wanted to recommend it too as my last one. It's called Dancing for the Devil. So thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate it. I've had a few interruptions, but yeah, be sure that you listen to Beth's podcast. Be sure you read Judy's book, and be sure you check out this eyeliner. So those are my 3 big things, I think, right there. Love you all. Take care. Talk to you in a couple of days, and be sure and like and subscribe. It matters. It really does, and I always say that. And everybody stay cool. Sure is hot here. Love you all, and talk to you in a couple of days. Bye-bye.